Hello viewers, I'm SB, and welcome back to Against the Storm, where this is the distance we have yet to cover. We can do this. 72 years to make all that? Probably, I haven't counted it yet. It looks doable. Gosh, I hope it's doable. So today we are starting in on a coastal grove next to this ruined armory. No villagers will die when attacking a trader. I still don't even, maybe it's something to think about as we get into these higher difficulties, and it turns out it's much more difficult to purchase things from the trader. But I don't know. I don't know if I even want to mess around with that. Because it's got to at the very least stop other traders from coming, right? I wouldn't go to the village where they kill the trader. So I don't know. It seems like a big weird move. Anyway, training gear delivery line, kind of always awesome. 2 people or 3 people. And what else here? We're not starting with a tremendous amount of villagers, no matter how we go at this. Starting with a bunch of copper bars is kind of interesting. I guess you can turn that into an unusual amount of rain engines. If we go beaver and lizard, we can look for an opportunity to get into pickled goods early. I don't love that they don't have any service overlaps, though. Frogs like training gear and porridge. Yeah, I might just go with the frogs, honestly. And then we still have a couple of points left. We could do frogs and bricks. We could do... Actually, the finished bricks are 3 here, but the stones and clay are only 2. So we could bring some of that and still bring some extra food even. I'm not quite sure what causes it. It feels like the values on these things fluctuate from settlement to settlement, and I'm really not sure if it's just random or what the deal is with that. Yeah, let's go frog heavy. Like I said, we'll bring the clay for brick making. And also, I guess, some eggs, something. I don't know if it matters terribly what. And then, yeah, Beaverton. The name of this frog-only settlement is Beaverton, obviously. All right, I would like to try to speed things up a little bit. I know that the stuff's only getting more difficult, and obviously that leads to longer completion times, but I would like to try to speed things up a little bit if we can. You have 2 fewer blueprint choices. Oh, really? I assumed it would be a loss of 1 option, and that alone was going to be, devastating. That's very fucking bad news. Okay. And we started with humans and harpies. So... paste and porridge overlaps is interesting. Our service needs are fucking all over the place. But yeah, paste and porridge overlaps is interesting. Okay, also... harpies are going to need a bunch of cloth. The humans are wood and bricks, so... okay. And then, of course, there's this thing. We got this thing going on. It turns out we know that there is fertile soil and a haunted rain mill in this location. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, I think these 2 probably are pretty early cuts just because we're trying to open up hearth space, right? So do either of these connect? This one connects to a forbidden glade. Yeah, I think we're probably going to carve open this space pretty quickly. We might pop some small glades too. I don't like to do that as much as I used to, because it doesn't feel like it's worth the hostility a lot of the time. But yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so in any case, woodcutter's camp, obviously. Oh, we should look at our... I didn't look at our mysteries. 5 sea marrow for every 5 coal produced during the drizzle season really enhances the value of coal production. Looming darkness is, of course, looming darkness. Don't let people not have housing. Feels like the very most basic responsibility of a of leadership is to make sure everybody has housing, right? Recipes producing building materials yield less stuff. Oil tax at hostility 4. 2 blight rot cysts appear in the settlement multiplied by the number of years that have passed at hostility 4. That is a little scary. That's a little scary. All right. So we probably want a fishing camp up pretty quickly, I would think. We can get ourselves the algae necessary to produce the cloth that we will need for the harpy housing. Yeah, don't glade except when I tell you to, but also I am telling you to. Glade immediately. Frog Firekeeper is right, and I think let's not go rushing too hard on anything else. So, like, we'll want to run... It's easy enough to get the humans housed, right? We're going to need to get the upgrade building, the crude workstation going right away. Actually, prioritize that over this. Let's make sure the raw wood we have gets spent on that before anything else. And we'll do what we do here. Okay, hopefully that stuff all gets put together. So they'll do that quickly enough. We'll need another harpy house. So we have the ability to upgrade human housing. Human housing doesn't upgrade as much. Global planting and harvesting speeds are increased by 5% for every villager living in an upgraded house. So it's very much like the fox housing. I guess the frog housing is just special. And then we would need another harpy house, ideally. And we'll see about that. That feels like it might not get done fast enough. But let's make sure the other one gets finished first. And then we'll need 3 frog houses. And yeah. I am going to deactivate all those, though. I'm gonna make sure that the humans get their housing in, because we can get their reputation, or we can get their resolve up nice and high right early on, and I think that's valuable to do. Because, you know, sometimes you get those orders that are like, get this wood group's thing up quickly. Okay, so we'll be able to run those out pretty early. Let's let them work. Stuff is maybe not the most important to be doing right now. Okay. This can be... We're gonna unveil some fertile soil. I guess we'll put y'all on that. And we're not gonna need more planks right away, so actually let's focus on fabric and bricks as best we can for the moment. And at this point, I think we can... I just wanted to make sure the human housing got built. At this point, we can go and reactivate all these. Initial cornerstone. More villagers, more villagers. 2 abandoned caches equals 1 resolve. Book of Water's pretty whatever. Villagers with the leisure need fulfilled. Probably not going to be a ton of this. So it's like... it's probably like crowded caravan versus reroll. It's probably reroll. Gain 10 amber every time a trader arrives was more exciting back when they valued 10 amber as roughly 10 amber. 2 wildfire essence for every 2 completed dangerous or forbidden glade events. Not really super compelling. Take another reroll here. Firekeeper's armor's not bad. For every 10 units of fish and scales used in crafting, gain bonus to bait production. Packs of trade goods are worth more. The Firekeeper's armor is like kind of interesting here. But I think I will go ahead and spend our last reroll. Alright. I think we're going to not... This is interesting. I'm not going to spend just yet. Let's see about large berry baskets. Large berry baskets might be a winner, actually. And it doesn't slow things down to pick your cornerstone late. Like, it won't increase the time between that and the next. It looks like they did hack a path, and it didn't open the glade. I guess they have to cut down that tree. Alright, orders we will take. Open 5 glades in 5:30. That's a little harsh. This is pretty good. Problem Solver looks pretty good to me. 15 Harpy Resolve is probably pretty doable. But I would rather a Problem Solver. Brickyard is like fine. Stone Delivery Line is very good. But I don't know that I want to open 5 glades in the next 5 minutes. That feels a little aggressive. Get the hearth to level 1. Okay, trivial. But fill the engines is probably trivial too, and also it's got a better reward. 3 packs is fine, I guess. I think I'm taking fill the engines. Okay, and we have been handed the flock again. Jerky's not a shared need, right? No, it's just harpies. They're always giving me these harpy needs. All right, yeah. The flock can absolutely occur. Let's get 3 folks on this. Start getting that stuff together. Okay, there we go. Haunted Rain Mill's pretty exciting, I think. Very efficient production of paste is one thing. Also, flour is maybe useful. But obviously that's a little bit in the distance. We do, in fact, have some berry bushes. We have a large fishing pond containing trout. Did we not? This clearing doesn't have any other large nodes. That's pretty not ideal. Okay. Jesus. I almost can't believe how bad you lose 2 blueprints is. That's so harsh. I mean, it definitely makes me want to reroll this shit. Advanced Rain Collector's not bad. And it does help. Like, if you're in a position where you can't rely on a geyser, it's a lot of rainwater. You know what? Fine. We probably don't need a grill. Honestly, we probably don't need an artisan either. This is one where I probably do just reroll. Because, as far as paste goes, if we have the haunted building, we can just de-hauntify it. The barrels we would only need if we were producing something that had to be barreled, and I don't think that that's a need for us, right? Paste is made of salt and other food. Yeah, we don't want either of these, so this is legitimately wait for a reroll territory. Oh, right, but also I do need to do this. So we can arrest these guys if we wait a couple of minutes. Or we could persuade them in. If we wanted to persuade them, if we put our last 2 people on persuasion duty, it would take 627. So we'd overlap with the storm just a little bit, probably. And we end up with a group of 5 villagers who we have no idea what their deal is. So I probably would just build a couple of basic shelters. I think it probably makes more sense to take the extra villagers. Yeah, well, welcome back to the fold here. We may have to play some games to keep them happy. Also, I probably shouldn't be. Just realized I probably shouldn't be letting them. Well, if I turn off access to the raincoats right now, the harpies are gonna freak out, though. Yeah. All right. Let's focus on bricks. How is it that we don't have the bricks to put up a single frog house? That's so weird, because that's the only thing we've been able to build from the start here. The answer is we do. We do have enough bricks for a single frog house. They just didn't choose to build it. Okay, let's bump a builder. Get a house finished, and that'll fix the resolve problem. One house will be enough. Wow, it sure does take them a while to build it, though, huh? I like the menacing violin music, just to let me know, hey, this is bad. You don't actually want this to be happening right now. All right, like I said, just build a couple of general shelters. Get things done here. Let's move this a little closer to... I guess it doesn't really matter. They're pretty close as it is, but, you know. Try to really minimize travel time here as best we can. Okay, and we're getting more housing completed. Yeah, we do like very badly need more people. In fact, I'm going to move this over to here, and I'm going to recommend the construction of a third shelter. Because we're going to get, I just realized we're going to get people income before we get, we're going to get our first batch of newcomers before the storm. Thanks to the frogs, so. And, you know what, let me turn plank making back on. Well, maybe I don't want to do that until after we get the... settlements done. Or the shelters, rather. I think I am just going to go ahead and grab large berry baskets on this. Like, it is, in theory, potentially better to take moldy grain seeds if we end up with the grain farming building. And that's kind of like what the... I guess it makes sense to hold off. I wonder if I should boot somebody off of another job. I guess this is not really turning out to be a two-person job right now. Please just get some of this stuff finished. Want to make sure everybody has a place to be indoors during the storm. Okay, this is a little inconvenient, no matter who it is. I guess the harpies at least can live in the shelters. But that does mean we want to put up another harpy house. Okay, now that they're doing that, let's go ahead and turn plank production back on. We'll assign another person to this job. We will also go put out our trading post. I didn't want to spend any raw wood until, you know. And where are we at on this? Minute 19, so we're going to have like a 40-second overlap, like a 50-second overlap. Friends, that's not very good. Yeah, and I can't really... I mean, we can use some favoring stuff. We can unassign the woodcutters. I guess we can be at 0 hostility during the storm. That's helpful. We still have plenty of coal to burn from the initial stockpile, so it doesn't really hurt us that much to lose the wood, although obviously I would prefer to keep gaining resources. Yeah. So okay, yeah, when we drop the level of hostility, it should fix everybody. I'm just gonna stay active for as long as I can here. Oh, how's the fishing thing can get refilled for sure. We may as well get... I mean, there's no sense in having people just standing around, right? Am I going to build an herbalist camp? Does that make sense? Probably. Maybe it's better to go for a trapper's nest first. I guess we're talking about a construction that uses raw wood. So actually, it'd probably be best not to do either right away. Harpy Resolve is about to flip over during the storm thanks to the magic of raincoats. Okay, and well, with this thing being done, we can probably reassign people. I didn't realize, like, I wasn't even looking at the timing. I was like, wow, our approval level, our happiness levels jumped really far up. But right, of course, it happened because the event ended at the same time that I unassigned people from the thing. Okay. So back to work, everybody. We need to get a little bit of amber so that we can do this first reroll. And it would be nice to do it pretty soon. We got some resources from these guys, but amber is not on the list of things. Yeah. Well, let's let him finish out the trading post first. What would actually be very convenient is if these were gone. Oh, do I need to put up another frog building? We're probably out of that initial supply of clay, though. The fishing hut has run its course. Trading hut's finished. Let's get I guess the trapper's camp, because this stuff is closest. And we can delay on grabbing the berry bushes until after we know whether or not we want to take that buff to berry gathering rate. Alright, yeah, this will get us over to the thing if we need it. That's close enough. Okay, so what else do I need to do housing-wise? So we gained a bunch of people there. I definitely need to put up some additional human housing. 5 harpies is still the number we were planning for. 4 frog houses is good. And then if we can get all that up, then we just have settlements sitting empty, which is fine. And we can reclaim that wood at any time, of course. I probably will move this over to here, even if we don't get the upgrade, because I want it out of the way more than anything else. Alright, the cleanse here comes down to resources that we're not pulling any of naturally, but we will want to have incense production at some point. Hopefully we'll get there. And then... yeah, how am I going to get that initial... well, I guess the answer to how am I going to get that initial amber income is I'm going to build a makeshift post. We're going to start making packs, right? Oh, speaking of that sort of stuff, this is the moment to send this guy out. So let's get a resource acquisition blueprint. Who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get the big farming, the big fishing station. And how much stuff do I want to send you out with? I guess at this moment, it doesn't really hurt us to commit all the way on this. Go ahead and run that expedition. Let's see some good stuff. Farloof, we don't really have anything for you just yet, my friend. If we're trying to produce paste and like potentially porridge or something, I don't know. I'm still like kind of wrestling with the cornerstone. But like these are both good in different situations. I guess I'm gonna take the large berry baskets And let's see what our next one is. I don't want to delay any further than that. Lumber tax is not bad, certainly. Yeah, lumber tax is a way of generating the money needed for rerolls and stuff. I think it's totally fine. We're definitely going to cut through the trees in the direction of this as our next glade. So let me set that move up. Okay. Yeah, we don't really need that right now. We get new orders. 8 harpy houses is not an unreasonable amount. That absolutely could happen. Get some insects. We'll have to make some jerky. This is just not like, well. So I was about to say, this doesn't even, the rewards for this are not very compelling, but there's something to be said for building materials now. I think that they're a lot more interesting than they used to be. However, deliver 15 packs of trade goods is a seriously non-trivial cost at this point. Like, it's very difficult to know. Don't cut down any trees for 9.5 minutes. That's not 9.5 minutes. It's 8.5 minutes. To get a 20% move speed bonus, 8.5 minutes. So the part about this that sucks right now, and this will disappear if we unpause the game, by the way. So that's like, we couldn't really delay on it very much, so we'd have to do this during the drizzle and clearance seasons, and then we'd be allowed to start cutting wood again, like, as the storm starts. So that sucks. Pottery and wine is really crummy, and it doesn't give a very good reward. Sacrificing is like, the reward for sacrifice, these are all crummy. These are all like pretty crummy. I guess this one has tools in it at least, but, and it's the thing you might be able to purchase from a vendor. Speaking of which, I don't know that we, like, as much as there is good stuff here, like I would take the carpenter, or obviously just like more planks. We don't really have a lot to sell them. I guess we have these bars, right? We have these copper bars that I don't know what to do with. The only thing we could really use them for is making pipes right now. And I wonder if they are better off as just trade value to get us some more clay. Because we are going to need a lot of bricks. And we don't have a lot of sources of clay right now. So like, as sad as this is, maybe we are... maybe I'm just gathering 16 clay. Trading almost 1-to-1. Terrible stuff. Terrible stuff. Okay. There they go. Let's favor the harpies for a minute here. First of all, we should just be getting some resolve, but also we can push the flock over. And as ever, we are just waiting on wood. It is always a wood problem. There is never enough wood. All right, harpy house. Down here, I guess. Okay. Yeah, it's rough. It's hard to have enough stuff early on. I guess, you know what? We can make a second woodcutter's camp right now. Right now, we're not actually totally starved for... yeah, we're not actually totally starved for tools or anything. Like, or parts, rather. Let's temporarily make a second woodcutter's camp and just really, really gun it on this stuff. Okay. Plus, there's a lot of space we want to clear out, right? This can be a couple of harpies, I guess. Yeah, we can always just break it down again later. And... do we have odd numbers of... So this is pretty good, actually. The only housing we need to build off of that is one additional frog house. Speaking of housing and stuff, we should probably be constructing Hearth levels. Let's make sure that we are in a good spot on that. And then we can just build a nice overgrown fence along the north side of the gardens. Because we're definitely over, yeah, we're over the population threshold for another hearth level. I may as well keep them favored as long as they're continuing to generate resources for us. We still have 10 coal left. How am I low on fuel? The problem is the notification that you're low on fuel is not paying attention to the fact that you have any, like, it doesn't pay attention to what the resources are. It just counts them. So it sees 10 total resources, and it's like, oh no. But that is not really a good way of evaluating that. Oh, you got to be kidding me with this ship. I'm so sick of this ship. All right. The good news is that the way we usually handle the ship does give us a bunch of amber, so we'll have that to work with for rerolls. But we want to, I guess, just wait until late in the storm to start this. It's gonna be 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes. So yeah. That's not great. And obviously we're looking at right now having to do this with the majority of our parts. Ugh. Yeah, I'm really upset every time I see the damn ship. It's so expensive to deal with relative to the other stuff. It feels like an event from the Forbidden Glades, I think is the thing, really. Okay, we can put some frogs to work here. We can start filling our water tanks for the first time, and I think we're probably going to make use of quite a lot of water in this building at the very least. Y'all can move up as well. At this point, I think it's just kind of, I'm gonna deprioritize. Just it's pretty much just cut away the trees as a whole, right? I guess get rid of that because that'll give us a nice direct path in. But I just want to free up space around the hearth. Ugh. And then on top of that, again, like not really much in the way of nodes. We got a water geyser here, which is kind of something. Kind of. Ugh, we got to stockpile a ton of fuel, and you know what else we got to do? We got to make a blight post, and I can't make a blight post and work the merchant shipwreck at the same time. What I will have to do is I will have to reclaim one of the woodcutters' camps. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that's just a really devastating. That is absolutely just a really devastating glade event. All right. Well, I mean, there's nothing for it, right? We're working it. This is coming back. Fishing? The clay pit. That's interesting. And also some stone, and also some copper bars, and also woodworking tools. What a weird perk. Yeah, I'm gonna send it back out immediately with some berries. Oh, we do not have a lot of food. Okay, well, take all these berries. Yeah, I mean, we're gathering a small amount of food over here. I think we do, in fact, have to try to set up an herbalist camp. Our position tool-wise is really, really rough, though. Because if we reclaim the tools from this thing, it's just going to pay for the tools for that thing. I guess we can break down the fishing hut for the moment. Do I just pick a... We're about to start to have trade routes, though. Is the thing. In fact, force a delivery, please. Let me cancel these and maybe also tell them not to use this stuff for the moment. Just do that. It's probably a one-person job, honestly. Well, shoot, I shouldn't take a person away from the job while they're currently doing a run back. We did get a small fishing pond, so let's put 3 people on that. Okay, move you up here and get this road run through. Okay. We gotta keep an eye on this because we're gonna have to start this during the storm, I believe. And we gotta remember to leave enough time for our villagers to run the parts out that we're gonna need. Trying to figure out how we're gonna manage this. I mean, we could temporarily stop gathering from the, like we could break down the trappers camp too, right? Obviously, I would love to prefer. I would prefer to wait until we're ready to actually do that, but I don't believe it's a good idea to sell stone right now. I think we need brick making pretty badly. Shoot, yeah. This is grim. It's a little grim. It doesn't help us to break down the trappers camp to set up the berry gathering camp. I mean, I guess it does a little bit. It's like a tiny bit of an efficiency gain. We have some wood stockpiled, at least a little bit. I'm hoping that's going to be enough to get us through the storm. And I mean, we're in fucking grim shape here. It cannot be 3 already. 3 hostility level 3. I mean, I guess we have a lot of wood cutters running. All right, let's see how bad this gets. I'm going to start cutting people. Yes, that'll drop us down to level 2. We're going to get this delivery finished, then we're going to back you off as well. And I guess I'm going to go all the way to 0. Yeah, so when we cut this one, we'll drop another hostility level. But I would like that delivery to occur. Alright, we got as much of it done as I think was safe to get done there. Okay, so we're holding. We're holding on the negativity. Pipes I could sell, but this is hardly even a good price. Parts we absolutely should not sell. Can you ask for something else, maybe? To be perfectly honest with you, I think it might be really unsafe to wait any longer than this. So maybe I need to run man, each ongoing trade route reduces hostility by 40 is hardly even. What's the penalty? Is it just impatience? No, it destroys a random cornerstone. That's probably not very good for me. Like, we're gonna lose lumber tax, right? Lumber tax is our only cornerstone? No. Large berry baskets is a perk. Does that actually matter? Like, we pick it as a cornerstone? I'm not sure if it's eligible for effects like this or not. I actually have no idea. I mean, I don't really want to, obviously have it disappear. We probably got to put people on this now because I don't think we have seen how it goes when you tell people to do something with the timer actually close and they find some way to not run the resources out, and we got to put people on this now and it's just going to make things really miserable. I mean, I can let them get the parts out, and then we can see about maybe. Okay, so now the timer's actually coming down. So if we hold to cancel the resources, we'll get run back. So we could have waited a little bit longer. Except, of course, that if we had waited longer, you know, it would have. If we had tried to wait longer, you know, it would have gone differently, as we have seen many times. Yeah, even if I were to put us on super wood burning, we're still so high on hostility that we are losing people constantly. We just kind of can't do this. I think we have to accept the Cornerstone loss. The cost is too great. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, Sea Marrow. Hey, Sea Marrow is extremely welcome. Bunch of fabric, puffed grain's nice. We would definitely want to send out for another resource generation blueprint if we can get one. What happens with this payment? 2 random gathering nodes. That honestly may or may not even be a big deal. I probably won't bother with that. It's extremely whatever. Yeah. All right. Once again, that Cornerstone is an absolute backbreaker. All right. Actually, let's reclaim this. Like I was saying, and then get, because now we have 15 parts, right? 13. Well, 13 is, yeah, that's right. It's three gears to make one of these. Let's start berry gathering. No, it is going to be 5 gears. Ugh, what a pain. We know we're gonna run that stuff over to the merchant shipwreck anyway. Hey, this would be a really good time for you not to be doing that. Harpy resolve is ticking real low as well. Yeah, people are starting to get hungry. Well, I guess there's no reason not to do the dance a little bit. Although at this point, unfavoring them doesn't save the harpies anyway. The harpies, the thing about harpies is they will find a way to be angry enough to leave. You really almost can't do anything about it. All right, we can stop favoring now. Here comes the end of the season. Yep, here comes a bunch of stuff. A harpy craftsman left, even though there was no reason to do that. I really do feel like it should always pull from the pool of loose people. It's really annoying. It's not anything worse than annoying, but it is really annoying when they pull from a seated job. All right, orders. Okay, these are terrible. We are catching the boot on this one. Something fierce. All right. Well, I mean, I would love to pick a monastery. Let me see some fucking blueprints, and we'll see what I can do for you. Yeah, I would also farming eventually would be great. 8 parts seems like a fantastic bonus. We're working hard on filling the engines. We're trying to complete glade events where we can. You know, whenever we will be allowed to do so. Hold on a second. I gotta let the harpies reset for a minute before I actually run this. because otherwise they will immediately lose somebody. And I'm kind of thinking we don't take another cornerstone until after the bad thing happens, for reasons that are hopefully pretty obvious. We can take extra people though, wouldn't mind that. We are not at an odd number on humans, so yeah, whatever. Okay. And Vliss Greybone has some pretty good things available, but we have no ability to purchase them. We're actually like not short on planks for the first time in ever. Ugh, this is so ugly. Yeah, so when we jump up 330 hostility, it's going to be so ugly. God, the cost of this... Do you have boots? You do. So we could run this the other way. Gain half an impatience, which is, you know, extremely whatever as a cost. The thing is, like, I actually want this reward. Yeah, I think we just have to... accept it. This really sucks, though. Are we short housing? No, we have... So they're housed as well as they could possibly be housed. They're just miserable. There's only so much I can do about it. One thing we can do is turn on the comfort engine. Yep, that's enough. There's a small enough population of them that increasing comfort significantly for two of them brings the average like way, way up. And then we can assign some woodcutters again as well. I don't think we want to go to 3. But we can definitely, yeah, we can definitely do 2 without nudging things. Can and must, I might argue. Okay. We're low on food. Everything is miserable. How did bricks get unchecked? Okay, y'all have finished with that. So I guess just help build things. It's not like we need more people to help build things. But I can't construct any buildings that make useful things. We do need to make a blight post. That's something that can happen down here. We can run this just outside of hearth range. Okay. Housing's finally getting finished. Yeah, I didn't realize that bricks had gotten unchecked. They absolutely should not have been. It's very weird that that happened. So yeah, this is the next spot where we're taking action for sure. Okay, we've spent some rainwater in some engines. Let's get some parts back, and with those parts, start running an herbalist camp. Pretty excited about that one. With those people, I have pushed our hostility level a little bit high. Well, hopefully we can afford to have one less woodcutter. Okay. Some nodes got destroyed. That's like not that bad. Alright, we're stabilizing a little bit on the housing front. A little bit. We will still need... We're good on frogs. We're good on harpies. We're so far from having good housing for all of our humans. It's kind of wild, actually. Yeah, it's, where do we want to put this? I don't know that it matters too terribly. This is apparently done, so let's dismantle that so that I can use its parts for something else, and then that'll be where the other human house goes. What do we want to use its parts for? Actually not sure. We don't have an immediate pressing thing, but like obviously this is what's coming up next. So I guess let's get that open and we can see. Let's let this happen. Okay, large berry baskets did get lost. So those do fully count, and they should. They should. They are cornerstones. But you can never tell. Okay, sea marrow, like a thing that's not like literally crucial to our survival that I can sell some of. Such kindness. I guess one thing that we probably do want to get going is a geyser pump. This way we have, well, it's probably not even really necessary, huh? We're gonna make a field kitchen. Obviously, I need a field kitchen. But I'm not super jazzed about it because it's not a very efficient way of making food. But we gotta get some food. All right, this is nearly clear. Things are gonna be a little bit better once that happens. We'll have the amber for some damn rerolls, finally. Maintaining the levels here, probably not actually critical. Okay, stormwater geyser. Totem of Denial. Which one is this? Storm's duration increases by 100%. Yeah, you definitely cannot let that happen. Beautiful. We can perform a ritual to turn it into plus global resolve. Fantastic. Blocks the ability to sacrifice goods in the hearth while it's running. Who cares?
Yeah.
Y'all get out there and make it happen. Love my delivery line. And then large root nodes. Pretty sick. That would obviously be a wonderful thing to get to deal with. We got to get some farming done. There's so much fertile ground around here. Yeah, the harpies need to calm the hell down. We can dance this a little bit. And hopefully the event will end before the dancing. Yeah, before the dancing has any real effect. That's nice. We're probably gonna have to cut the woodcutter. Yeah, I'm just gonna say forced delivery. Get this stuff run back. I guess actually, the one woodcutter probably won't change anything enough to be worth cutting. 6 fabric. Why do we have so much fabric? Did I leave the limiter off on that, or have we been getting fabric from somewhere else? No, there's a limiter. We ran just short of brick-making materials before we could finish the blight post. That really sucks. Yeah. Well, not a lot for it. This is going to be a rough one. So yeah, we can afford to sell some fabrics and stuff. I guess it's better to take this deal. I don't know how much, maybe like just a couple. Definitely not selling parts. soon as those two things get delivered. Okay, we have some rerolls. We haven't seen a reason to have an upgraded herbalist camp, but that doesn't mean we won't. Upgraded fishing hut is live. Boots production. We don't need training gear. We don't really need a smelter. This might just be a reroll, I suppose. I mean, pie is good. We don't need training gear production. Copper bars are like okay. I'm gonna do another reroll. Okay, pretty rough, pretty rough. I guess, you know, just like raw food production is not nothing. And then again, they are good. They're gonna force this workshop down my throat. There's nothing we can do to stop getting offered the workshop. All right, we'll just wait until we have some more resources on that. Is what we will do. Yeah, pickled goods is a pretty rough. Pickled goods is a pretty rough early cost or early build because you need containers. All right, I guess the herbalist camp is getting peopled by non-harpies. Okay. The hearth over corrupted, which is annoying. Yeah, this is just gonna be a really bad storm. Human woodcutter left, which is fine. So we are down a hostility level, and as such, people's misery has fallen a lot, but we're still like right at the threshold of things being really miserable. I'm gonna do this just for a second here. We're just gonna buy a second. Try to let people level out a little bit. It didn't really happen, and then a bunch more people died. Okay, Harpy Craftsman, we kind of need people doing this job. Honestly, we probably don't need 2 people doing this job, but this is free comfort, right? So probably should have 3 people doing it, I guess. Okay, hey Harpies, could you chill the fuck out? It's a shame the kitchen can't be used to produce. We can make paste. We've brought enough salt from the trees because the trees here do produce salt, but we need some of this other stuff that we just don't. Yeah, that we just don't have. We can get trout. Trout is a thing we can work on. Do I still have my? Oh yeah, my fishing hut's still up. Cool. I think we'll start people working it like right after the storm, maybe? Because we'll just, we'll pull in a bunch more folks and get that running. We are going to overcorrupt our hearth again because we just ran out of brick making materials. Alright, I'll just go do that. Produce food because food is important for eating. Yeah, I was a little caught off guard here by the fact that our Blight Center never finished. Also, I do feel like we had a bunch of people die there, and then yeah, the hearth was like the hearth bar is finishing so fast, even though it's level 2. The level of corruption we're getting is completely insane. All right, y'all, we just have to Also, what is the deal with our glades? Or what is the deal with our orders? No, we're not going to cut 6 glades open in 10 minutes. Like, the orders are so much worse and so much meaner than they ordinarily are. It feels like we're being trolled, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, actually, you know what? At this point, Blight Rot Pruner actually is probably a lot of eggs. We can sell some leather. We could probably sell some algae. This is like a pretty good price. I don't want to overdo it though, because we do need to have some algae to work with. Once we don't have other sources of the stuff. All right. So we brought in our people, and it wasn't anywhere near enough people because the blight went supercharged at the end there. So I guess we just kind of have to wait. So we could buy some porridge. I'm sorry, I'm a little flustered here because of how bad things went all of a sudden there. Like we should probably just get the ember we need and buy a farm blueprint. And that's probably what we have to do. So does it make more sense to go for the berries? What is paste made out of again? We make paste so rarely. Okay, so we can't farm the ingredients for paste. Well, if we were going to go for pie... We lost the berry generation benefit anyway, right?
Hello.
So I guess I'm just going to go to small farm. We only have to get 2 amber for that. And I can sell some sea marrow or whatever. We could sell some packs of provisions. That's fine. Yeah, sure. Give me this. Okay. Somehow we will never be able to build this farm. We will be prevented from benefiting because the farm will never complete. Alright. Get out of the rain collector. We're gonna need lumber. Get out of the makeshift post because we're gonna need lumber. I want to create planks, but we're gonna need lumber. The herbalists are keeping us fed until the lumber arrives. Yeah, I guess help me gather wood for the moment. And right here is probably a good spot to do it from. And then we're waiting on, obviously, waiting on that to get 2 people back. We can get some hands and we can start working. Okay. This is miserable. And the corruption's only going to get worse. Yeah, actually... What do my caches look like? Can we even use... I'm assuming we can't use Purging Fire if we don't have a finished Blight Post. I actually can't get... I can't get clay or stone. So... don't we just lose, then? I guess we can tap a couple of small glades. See if we can get the... like, I have to... if we don't get the ability to finish the Blight Post before the storm, we lose the settlement, for sure. Yeah, I think that's true. Okay. Get to it then, friends. Stop running wood out of that building. Cut trees down. Focus. Wait, get favored. Provide me some resolve, please. I need assistance. All right, we did finish this, which is, I mean, extra hands is pretty important at this moment, I think. Do we want... what else do we, like, desperately need people on? We're gathering that. We need the lumber to get cut. We will eventually need humans on that thing, but... yeah, for right now, I think this is where we're at. We have the training gear to open a cache. It's just that none of our caches have anything relevant in them. Nor do any of our glades, apparently. Oh, I'm actually getting very worried now. Please tell me nothing. Fuck. All right, so... am I about to build a mine on top of a single coal vein? Like, if you can gather from these... no, these aren't the ones that give coal, or the ones that give clay. Do we have the resources for a mine? No, they require bricks. Oh. Okay, so we call trader or tools, luxury items, building materials. Call trader or die? Maybe call trader and die, to be perfectly honest with you. Which part of this is building materials? Which part of this is the building materials? Okay, so you might be able to use Purging Fire. Maybe. Without access to the post. Maybe you can just take it home and store it in the warehouse and... but no, it's firefighters who do the job. So there's no way. If we break this down, it's just food. Yeah, no, we have in all of our many options available here, not a single one of them gets us like 2 clay or 6 stone or a finished brick. And I probably have had opportunity to get those things, but we do not have it any longer. And our hearth is, oh, okay, that's why I was like, you know, partway through the season, the blight rate seemed to really supercharge. Right, it's because we lost so many people that we went under the threshold for a level 2 hearth. Fuck. Okay. You know, we got the clay print blueprint. Maybe we set up a clay pit. Maybe that's what I needed to do. I'm saying needed now because now I don't know that it will be good enough. We're going to do it, but I don't think it will be good enough. Give this the highest possible priority. Somebody fucking get over there and build that, please. Okay, what this does is it produces clay. It takes clearance water, which we have, and turns it into clay. That's the only thing it does. And that's the only thing anyone could ever possibly want. And then we're gonna cut some people from this. I'm actually gonna make sure that we're frogs on that. When you can make bricks, making bricks is the highest possible priority. The timing is going to be very rough here. Forced delivery. And then, you know what? These break open pretty fast, right? All right, take on additional people. Oh, hey. Taking on additional people is a way to get stuff. Okay. We're going to take on additional people. We're going to use those additional people to finish this construction, to make bricks. We're going to reassign you to be a frog. That's going to level the hearth up again, too, which is important. And then we have 3 people unassigned, which I probably want to just leave so that they finish the blight post for us as quickly as possible. And once this gets cracked open, it's going to take a minute to run back all the stuff, but like as the purging fire hits the blight post, our fire keepers will be able to use it immediately. It's Grim World, friends. Finish building that house and then... That's still so much fire. Oh no. What was my problem here? Oh yeah, okay, these are still not good. Well, I do think we're dead. I think we're going to impatience out here on just like misery. Just people being unhappy. Or people being corrupted out. Not misery, sorry. The corruption thing killing people. There's nothing to be done about that. There's no sacrifices that affect it in any way. You know what? We can increase Glade event work speed. Boom. Maximized. That's something, right? And then, yeah, hostility changes are kind of whatever. Production speed increases, not really relevant. Now it's just a matter of getting the stuff back. And unfortunately, we can't tell them to prioritize individual things, so they will run all of the wine back first and then start delivering the shit that matters. Okay, Frog Firekeeper died. Pretty bad. Pretty bad, actually. We do, in fact, need somebody to keep the fire. And then they also killed a Blight Fighter, which we will have to replace. on, y'all. Run, 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 run. All right, some fires being dealt. Here comes some more losses. Ton more losses. Pretty bad, pretty bad. Okay, the things that matter right now are fighting fires, running shit back from this cache. These are the only jobs in the whole camp that matter. Okay, so we're down to 5 people. And you know what they're doing. But we're also at 56 seconds until a loss. And I can't see how we would generate a point of approval. Right, because that's what it would have to be. I guess if we keep the harpies favored, they're blue right now. Remarkably. Can they generate? No, they cannot generate the amount of cover we need here. There's no packs of crops happening. No, we're just done. Yeah, I let that happen. All right. 4 years too. Pretty rough. That's a pretty rough one, actually. So, I mean, in the long run, that's not so bad in the sense that like we've just lost 4 years. Nothing else happened. It didn't like remove the node from the map. It didn't. There are no other long-term consequences. We just didn't quite make it there on the thing. And in fact, having gained some machinery, can we now buy the, was this the upgrade I was looking for? Yeah, we can. Okay, so we're food locked now, but we got enough machinery from doing that we at least passed the machinery cost. We're going to need a lot more machinery, so I think it's, yeah, so whatever. We're still going to need the machinery from a victory here, and still a lot more than that too. Ugh, that's rough. It's rough, and it's 100% like it's 100% like me not being all the way focused and stuff. There's nothing to that except I did not do a good job, and that's a shame. But there are some days that are just going to be like that, you know. And I think going forward we have to be prepared for a lot worse. So that's going to be it for us for today. I'm bummed out. That was not good, and it was not good because I was not focused and not doing a good job. I'm not going to fall into self-recrimination. You know, we learn what we can from it, which in this case is to be a little bit more careful about the specifics of my resources, and I do think that's a problem. The specifics of my upgrading building resources specifically, which is a problem I've had in the past, staying focused on. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll just try it again tomorrow is what's going to happen here. I will say, just one more time, not to try to make an excuse or anything, but that fucking ship, man, every time we see that ship event, it bodes so ill. Ugh. All right. When you come back next time, we are trying the Coastal Grove in the shadow of the ruined armory once again, and this time I'm going to tighten it up. It's going to work. And we'll see you then.